Right, and we're live, guys. Linda's going to put the kettle on.
Yeah.
Half a sugar, please, Linda.
No sugar, please.
The level for me.
How is everyone tonight?
Yeah.
Good.
All good, yeah.
For once.
Oh, she's bringing munchies as well.
No, just juice. I need to mute the telly, though, otherwise we're going to keep coming back on ourselves.
Right. So tonight we're returning to cryptids.
Mm-hmm.
So they've done quite well the last two times, our ones on cryptids. And I found some doozies. I found some good ones. Do
you want to kick off tonight then?
Yeah, can do. I've been using AI to generate, because obviously I don't want to use other people's images because of copyright.
Evening, Perry. Evening, Cole.
Perry. Evening, Cole. I don't want to use other people's images because of copywriting problems and all that, so I've just used AI to bring them up. Right. Yeah, I think we'll go for this one first.
I think they would fall under fair use anyway. You're just using it for a podcast. You're not claiming it as your own.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true, yeah. But then again, I'd probably have to put fair use as a banner across the bottom of the screen anyway, so. Right. This is the one I was having problems with earlier. It's a creature that's known for crying, but every time I tried to put it in there, I tried all the Linda suggestions, crying, sobbing, tears, whatever I tried it looked like it had been on set with Ron Jeremy. And then when I animated it, that was all coming out of its mouth instead of its eyes, so it looked even bloody worse.
Yeah.
So we got this little fella.
He doesn't have your eyes.
I was going to say, how dare you use my filter?
It's got my hairline as well.
It's got out of the bath, in all honesty.
Right, this is from Kentucky, and it's called the squonk. A morose pig-like creature with warts and loose skin, known for weeping constantly due to its own ugliness. It's said to dissolve in its own tears if you come across it.
Is that not the water boy's mother from the movie? The description.
Christ, I ain't seen the Water Boys since
Is it the water boy? It's one of his movies where him and his mom live in the swamp.
Yeah. Oh, that was. I think that is Waterboy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that?
He couldn't play no foosball.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't like him as an actor, so I ain't seen it. I won't watch any of his films. But it's clearly not a real cryptid, but it's a cutesy little cryptid. You know, you got to feel sorry for the little thing that it dissolves in its own tears because it's so ugly.
I have heard a very similar story from early medieval times. And if I remember rightly, it's an area that's prone to flooding, and historically, archaeology has proved it was like a big salt marsh or something before. I can't remember where it is. I can't remember if it's the Wash, if it's Anglia, if it's
I am very.
my UK geography is rubbish. But there is a similar story because I've come across it in some of the older books as well.
Yeah. As Perry just said, Ron Jeremy, I'm showing my age. Yeah, I am, unfortunately. But I thought it was a cute little cryptid, cute little local thing, and I thought it was just a bit of fun to start with. So
it's also the inspiration for a Genesis track on Trick of the Tail.
I don't watch Genesis. Don't listen to Genesis.
It's one of the better albums.
It's a little bit too soft for my likings.
Again, I'm showing my age.
Genesis the band or Genesis from the Bible?
Genesis the band.
That just reminds me of that old joke.
I might be old, but I'm not that bloody old, Joe.
That just reminds me of that old joke by Jimmy Carr that Christians believe every word in Genesis. I don't think he's even a bloody good drummer. So, right. So we put this one up. Let's have a look.
That's a squonk. That's another.
Aw.
Another, yeah.
Yeah. He's like
I want
It's-
one as a pet.
It's
Yeah.
Eeyore crossed with a seal.
I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a baby version of the Devil Dogs from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
lungs.
yeah.
So I think it's cute. I do. I think it's cute. I'll go well with Ozzy in his tank. So, he's doing quite well. He hasn't eaten yet, but he's starting to slough, so he ain't going to eat. Right, what's going on the next one?
I'll jump at once.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought I'd start with that because it was a quite cute little one.
Right. Where have you vanished to?
Excuse me. Oh, I'm having to drink real coffee instead of latte.
Well, technically, it's lower calories and lower sugar, and definitely lower carbs. So,
ironically, on Friday, the diabetic dietitian told me I need to start taking in more carbs.
Well,
When
balance.
I was,
Everything is about balance.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky, really. They've actually put over the control of my fast-acting insulin. They put over to me, so I haven't got to worry about checking with them. They just said if it seems a bit low on your next one, just go up a little bit higher each time now. So, right, so we start with this one. Oh,
This
okay.
is Spriggan.
A what?
The Spriggan.
Spriggan. Oh, I know this one.
Yeah.
because it's sprigging out the gran.
Yep.
I've heard of
This
Spriggan.
one is the Spriggan of Crouch End, but it's Cornish folklore. They're particularly associated with West Penwith. They're often depicted as grotesque, ugly, wizened old men, much like myself, with large childlike heads. They could be found in old ruins, cairns, and barrows guarding buried treasure.
Ooh.
And although small in stature, they are often considered to be the ghosts of giants. In fact, they are, in some of the Norse legends, they are considered to be giants.
Oh, okay. So it's originated as a Norse, as a Viking creature.
It's not a Viking. No, it's not a Viking thing. This is a Cornish thing.
Oh, the Vikings just. Oh, right, okay.
They associate them with trolls.
Oh, okay.
They're often blamed if a house has been robbed or a building's collapsed or if cattle's been stolen. They delight in working mischief.
Welcome those that have just joined.
Yeah, they don't like people who offend them and raise sudden whirlwinds to terrify travellers, sent storms to blight crops, and sometimes stole away mortal children, leaving ugly changelings in their place.
Cool. We've mentioned changelings a few times, haven't we? Last, so that's interesting. That's
One story, old woman got the better of a band of them by turning her clothing inside out. Turning clothing supposedly being ineffective as holy water or iron in repelling fairies.
I've heard of that clothes inside out before.
Yeah. Yeah, it was used on the babby that was rescued.
Yeah.
To stop it from being taken.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I say, it's supposed to be effective in repelling fairies because it how can I put it?
They probably simply think I'm bloody going to kidnap her. She's stupid. She's got clothes inside out, so I'll go for someone else.
Possibly. They always assume that fairies are thick.
Yeah.
Things like these, but yeah. The sculpture, the picture that's up, the one there.
Let me put it back up again.
Is by Marilyn Collins. It can be seen at Crouch End in London.
Okay.
It was installed in 1993. Then I don't know why she particularly put it there, but I think it's a cracking looking thing. Sometimes people mistake it for the Green Man or Pan.
I can see where that comes from, yeah.
Yeah.
I've just literally put it on my TV so I'm going to have a better look. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It does. That's a cracking sculpture, that.
That is as good as, that's almost as good as that Selkie last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
Can you imagine going in the park and half cut?
Oh, Christ.
Then coming across that.
If you drop a stone, you'd shit yourself, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Scared of bleeding hell out of you.
Oh, I like that. I like that one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The other one I put up is another depiction of it. You can see where the troll.
I divorced that about 15 years ago, I think.
Did you divorce it or did it divorce you?
No, I divorced it. The Spriggan, is that another version, another depiction of it?
That's another depiction of it, yeah. Like I said, that one's you can see where the likeness to trolls comes from.
Mm-hmm.
They're only tiny creatures, apparently, but they are supposed to grow very, very big in next to no time. Which again is where the troll like.
You saying about the fairies and things like the fae and that. I think Hollywood and especially Disney have got a lot to blame for that because it's like Tinkerbell's this tiny little mischief maker and things like that. But traditionally, a fairy was the same size as a normal human being.
Yeah,
they weren't like these tiny little things. But I'll have to see if I can find it in a minute. But I saw an image of a dragonfly sat on a cornstalk in the moonlight. And you could easily think it was a very tiny person sat on a leaf.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see if I can. Right, who wants to go next? While I'll see if I can find that image. Who wants to go next?
I can go next if you want, because I'm presuming Joe's been too busy today.
Go for it.
So I'm going to start with my name. The Kellis Cat Herder. Now I'm going to bung some images in and you can put up whichever you want, whenever you want.
I'm just trying to remember how to spell at this precise moment. I saw I found it. I saw this image. It's because I liked the image and I was going to have it printed out. Right, we'll go for this one first, I think. Ah, yeah. So, is this what you were telling me about the other day?
Yep.
Gotcha.
A Kellis cat is, in some circles, referred to as a cryptid. To be more accurate, it's a hybrid between a domestic and a Scottish wildcat. The picture in the middle of this one, the one on the left is a full-blood wildcat. The one on the right is its child with a domestic cat.
What?
And that's just to demonstrate the difference in size between them.
Yeah, that's a vast difference. Jesus.
We used to have one who was a proper Kellis cat. And your average council house fireplace, if he laid in front of it from nose to tail, he was 4 inches longer than the full width of the fireplace.
Christ.
And every Sunday morning, he used to bring us a rabbit home.
Yeah, not a rat or a mouse. He brought you a rabbit.
A rabbit.
Hey, he brought us another cow. How nice.
Yeah.
That is a really beautiful looking cat, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Now, most of these that I'm putting up are wildcat ones.
They look
But you
almost,
notice-
they look a tiny bit like a Maine Coon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Size-wise, they're a tiny bit. Most of them are a tiny bit bigger than a Maine Coon, but they're not as big as a Norwegian forest cat. If it's as big as a Norwegian forest cat, you've got a lynx. But like with these wildcats, you can see how they consistently have both spots and stripes.
That one looks a right pistol sod.
Yeah, that one really isn't happy. And then we've got the stuffed one from the local museum down the road from me, which has the similar markings. Yeah, that one's got the same markings as the cat she, with the white flash on the chest and the rest of it's black.
Yeah.
Who did the taxidermy?
I have no idea. It was gifted to the museum in the 1830s. So, but
it's not aged well.
It's not aged very well.
How miserable does that look?
That one looks like he's about to rip her arm off.
Yes. I will pay you back, woman.
Yeah. And the fact that they all have both spots and stripes, the ones that aren't fully black, is why I included photos of my little Elsa.
Oh, there she is.
There she is. Because she's got both spots and stripes. But she is about half the size of a proper wildcat. Are you coming, Elsa? Are you coming to say hello?
You can see the similarity.
Yes.
Was that the one?
Say hello.
There she is.
Come and say hello. Are you coming up?
Yeah, you can see it.
Rabbit that size home, I'd be...
I'll be a bit worried.
You coming up?
Hello.
She's not quite wanting to come up yet.
No, I think
that's why I laugh so much when you're like, "Oh, it's a cryptid, it's cryptid." I'm like, my bloody cat's a cryptid in that case.
But there was like can't think what year it was. It was fairly recently with the shovelbill. There's a type of bird that everyone been going on about. Oh no, it's cryptid. And then somebody managed to get a photograph of it, and then they're quite. But it's like the same with the coelacanth as well.
No, you can't have that. That's got vodka in it.
They thought that the coelacanth had been gone for X amount of years, thousands of years, and then they get pulled up on almost a regular basis now, don't they? So
they found the coelacanth hole, a special place where they all live,
and it's the coast of Japan, isn't it? I think. Is it just off the coast of Japan or New Zealand? I can never remember. But what about you then, Joe? What have you managed to find? I know you've had a really busy day, and we're
really busy couple of days. I found some. Let me see if I can pop some up here real quick. And
for those watching, unfortunately, Tracy can't be here because she's got personal problems that she's dealing with. Her son being unwell, and Joe's been in hospital flirting with the nurses for the last couple of days.
And they finally kicked him out.
Yeah,
they did. As a matter of fact, they came in, gave me all the paperwork, and said, "Okay, bye." That was it.
I know this one.
Okay, I decided to go with. I didn't have a lot of time to research today. I was getting things finished and whatsoever, but I figured I'd go with a Tatzelwurm. Basically, Sweden, Austria, Bavaria. Switzerland, Austria, Bavaria. Sorry.
Considering you've been in hospital for the last couple of days, so we appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun. Everything turned out good. Doctors are all happy. They said I'll go for another, maybe month or so, and we'll be good. Yay! Everything's still ticking. The Tatzelwurm is a reptilian type creature. He resembles a stubby lizard or a snake, 2 to 7 feet long, from what it says here, with cat-like face. Going on with the with Linda's there. It's got short legs. Usually, the front two are shorter, and sometimes poisonous breath. Sightings date back centuries in alpine folklore, with reports of it jumping at hikers and exhaling toxic fumes. Theories range from unknown salamander species, possibly, to misidentified otters and things like that. But yeah, there's a couple of pictures there. And this one here is supposedly the skeleton of a Tatzelworm. It's in a museum.
Wasn't there recently that video that, well, not recently, but not that long ago, there was the video release of something in the water covered in ice that they tried claiming was a Tatzelworm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that ever debunked or?
I've seen
I never came
people try
across
to debunk it, saying it was the water flow and it was actually a rope.
Yeah, something natural put there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that it was actually a rope that had been underwater and things had grown off it and it was flowing.
Huh.
This was from skeleton was from 1924, and it's 5 feet long. Allegedly found by 2 men who said it resembled a lizard. In the summer of '69, a local man reported a 30-inch long animal with 2 hind legs.
69. Sorry, I had to do that.
But yeah, I thought that was an interesting one, and we didn't do it last time. So
is it Chinese in origin?
No, this one's Austria, Germany, Bavaria area.
Because I've seen
the one I'm thinking of might have been
something very similar, and seen pictures very similar of the Chinese dragons.
Yeah, it does. It has some resemblance to that.
Face. Yeah.
That's only got 2 front legs though, so if that had been a dragon, that would have been a wyvern, not a dragon.
Yeah, I've got another picture here that's a little cutesy. Let's see. It didn't come up because, of course, it was a web piece. So
there you go. Stefan said there's a Tatzelworm statue in Klagenfurt in Austria.
Here's another picture here. It's kind of cutesy. It shows the cat-like face a little bit more.
Is that the one? Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind having that as a pet if it didn't have like poisonous breath.
Oh no, that's cute.
You can see the cat-like face in that one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want one.
I'd love one.
Bring
your Rottweiler on.
Right, so we'll go for this. This is the actual location. And the story is the blue albino woman of Topeka, Kansas.
Oh.
Blue albino?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Right. That was... I couldn't find an image suitable, so I just found one of Black Annis. It's pretty
one of
much...
my ex-wives.
I was about to say it's pretty close to my ex-mother-in-law.
It's a very similar story to Black Annis.
Yeah.
Right, described as a ghostly figure with striking blue skin, albino features, and an eerie presence. The story states she was an albino woman accused of being a witch, and local men dug a hole and buried her alive. One notable sighting was in 2010 in Topeka's historic district. A resident claims to have seen her walking down the street at dusk, vanishing into thin air. It's said as she approaches, she has a pale white-blue decaying skin. She's usually seen in the cemetery, which is the first image. But one man called George claimed whilst at the mall buying clothes, she appeared in front of him, and it took a family member to get rid of her, get her to leave. She's been also accused of even eating children, animals, and adults.
And the children and animals were a lot more tender.
Especially if you put just the right amount of salt and garlic on.
Yeah.
You can link that back to some of the Hebridean stories as well.
But that is the actual grave, Rochester Cemetery where she is.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was quite an interesting one. I'm not sure if to class that as a cryptid or as a ghost.
Well, yeah. The ones that it's reminded me of is out in the Hebrides in the early 1600s, it was documented that this particular village out in the Hebrides somewhere, I forget exactly where, had blue skin. And most of them had pure white hair as well, both adults and kids. It was believed to be some kind of strange little genetic thing, Bob. But some people suggested that maybe this was part of a thing that made the Romans think that the Picts were all painted blue. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were earlier members with the same illness, because most of the time when you're at primary school and you learn about Picts and Celts, they all had blonde or white hair. So it's been suggested that this was a group, well, you know, like some kind of strange genetic blood type or whatever. There have been modern cases of turning your skin blue by use of
there's a guy in America with the blue skin, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a silver nitrate treatment for something. And if you stick to the rules, you don't change color. If you take too much or take it too often or whatever, you change color. And I like how Perry's made a point about the wyvern being the flying lizard that appears on the flag of Wessex as well.
Which,
there's a couple of links in.
Yeah, blue skin's cyanosis. It's,
well, I would say it's usually cyanosis on a corpse.
It's
screens for it.
But as I say, most of them seem to be albino because they've all got white hair. So documented early medieval times, and it's like every time they're mentioned again in history books, there's less and less and less of them. That's the dude for the States,
yeah. He was the christened him Papa Smurf.
And that was a medication or something he was taking that caused that, did you say?
Yeah, it's something but to do with colloidal silver.
Okay.
High levels of methamoglobin. It's a rare blood disorder. Genetic trait like the historical blue Fugates of Kentucky.
There was a similar.
It is from silver build-up.
I remember it's not exactly the same sort of thing, but I remember when I was at primary school, one of my friends, his dad was a bodybuilder, and he ate and drank a load of carrot juice, and he ate loads of carrots, and his skin went orange. Is it the same sort of principle?
It's a similar sort of thing, yeah.
Wasn't Dr. Frankenstein a bodybuilder?
Oh dear me!
You can tell us nothing wrong with Joe, can't you?
You said he come and get me in another night, Joe. Jokes like that.
That is a real dad joke, that is, isn't it? Right. So we've got this one. Whose is this?
That's the Tatzelworm. That's the statue.
Got the one
that Stefan was on
about.
There's
a proper cat's head on that one.
Yes.
And cheekbones and everything.
Okay, that's the one you just mentioned from Perry.
Yeah.
Cool. That's actually pretty impressive, really.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is pretty impressive. That is large as well. It almost looks like it's got almost like a panther type of head.
Yeah, and the feet look almost kind of panther-wise with the crossed paws.
Interesting. There was one that I did.
It's Bagheera meets the snake.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw the first picture. As soon as I saw the first picture you put up, when you put up the first picture of it, my brain automatically went, "Trust in me."
Right, so who's next then? Oh, back to Linda, isn't it?
Back to me, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've got to add a gross one in for you here and there.
That makes it even better, though.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find. There's one image.
Where's me? Hold on, this thing I was. Oh, shit. Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
There's 2 images.
So, 2 seconds. Where's that thing? Is that the one? Cryptids. Where's me folder? I've deleted it. Oh well. In fairness, I sent it into the chat the way that had gone wrong for that.
Yeah.
So, what?
Yeah, I said I had to include a gross one for you. So,
that's the. Yeah, I know this one. Yeah.
Knuckleavy.
Yeah.
Malevolent.
I can't pronounce it, so that's why I didn't say it.
Well, you could say Knuckleavy, but
yes.
Knuckleavy is how I decided to say it. It's from Orcadian folklore from the Orkney Islands, widely regarded as the most terrifying of all Scottish mythical creatures. Unlike many other Scottish spirits like the Kelpie, this one is viewed as pure evil with no redeeming qualities.
The color's kind of nice.
That would make a pretty good tattoo, actually.
Yeah.
As of 2026, why I don't know, but this is what it says. Descriptions from traditional lore emphasize a grotesque, unholy fusion of man and beast. It has no skin. The most horrifying feature is the total lack of skin. Observers describe seeing raw red flesh, pale sinews, and yellow veins pulsing with black blood. It resembles a centaur, but the human torso is fused directly to the back of the horse-like body. The horse has a single large, fiery red eye, cyclopean, and a wide, whale-like mouth. The human head is disproportionately large and lolls on a very thin neck. You're almost waiting for the head to fall off. Its humanoid arms are so long that they literally do drag their knuckles along the floor as they're moving. Its horse-like legs sometimes feature fin-like appendages. This creature was blamed for nearly every single natural disaster in the Northern Isles of Scotland. Its breath is a poisonous vapor that wilts crops, sickens livestock, and spreads disease or plague. It was held responsible for droughts, epidemics, and even the mortashine, which was a fatal equine disease. Well, you can see why they said that. It had a specific hatred for the smell of burning seaweed, which would drive it into a destructive rampage against the islanders. Weaknesses and defense. Despite living in the sea, the Knuckleavy cannot tolerate fresh water. It cannot cross a running stream or a river, which is the only reliable.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Freddie's just had to go out because he won't, because he's so used to going out, he won't use his litter tray anymore. So he was just asking him.
Yeah.
He's probably got out to fight now in him, but
the only reliable way to escape is to put a stream or a river between you and the beast. The ancient Orcadian sea spirit is the only entity capable of controlling this beast, is the mother of the sea, who keeps it confined to the depths during the summer months so that swimming and fishing and traveling can happen safely. If it's raining, it doesn't venture onto land because the rain is fresh water.
Yeah.
Is the other image part of it?
In the Western Isles, but yeah, that's showing the sheer size of the head compared to the body.
Sorry, I've got a cat trying to chew my beard at the moment. Oh, bless him. Where are we over to, Joe?
Yeah. Let me see where I'm at here.
I know there's a lot of dragon myths in France, isn't there?
There's a lot of dragon stuff, and there's a lot of werewolf stuff as well.
Oh,
But
wow.
I'm jumping to Ireland real quick
Oh, yeah.
with the Dobar Chew.
Oh,
King otter
is that the
or
otter? Yeah.
water dog. There's all sorts of names for it. But it's an aquatic beast. It looks like a giant otter dog hybrid, 7 to 10 feet in length, with otter fur, a dog-like head, and flippers. Legends from the lakes in Leitrim and elsewhere describe it attacking humans and livestock. One famous 1722 gravestone depicts it killing a woman. It's often tied to master otter folklore, but as modern sightings suggested, an undiscovered species. So we're kind of going with that. There have been sightings, let's see, 1600s, 1700s, 1963. There was a black eel-like creature, 2 meters long, with a 60-centimeter head. It was spotted in Low Mask. This is also believed to be the case in the Dobar Chew, the water dog. Some Japanese cryptozoologists have written that this event occurred in Muckross Lake, but it was last seen in Muckross Lake was actually another cryptid called a mucky. Okay. There was another one in 68, in 75, 2003, 2004, and 2013.
So did you say a 36 centimeter head?
Yeah. That's what they said, not me. I haven't seen it.
That's what?
That's a foot.
A
It's
foot
about
and a
Yeah.
just a foot and a half.
No,
Let me see here. I've got
foot and a half inch. Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus.
a couple of pictures here. Let me
That is immense. Thing with that, something like that is plausible because you do regularly find bigger versions of well-known animals. So it could be plausible.
Yeah,
we always assume that we know everything.
Yeah.
And we're still discovering creatures that we'd no idea existed.
I'm not right. In southern Germany, you'll find I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. A bird-like creature with a long beak. The female has human breasts. That sounds very much like not
somebody you've dated.
No, I wasn't that lucky. She said no. That almost sounds like not a mermaid, like a siren almost.
Yeah.
Well,
it reminds me of
yeah.
the Greek statues where you have these half bird, half human things.
And that's quite common in Egyptian depictions as well, wasn't it?
You know the Greek story of the blind man that left on the island that was being plagued by these beasts. They were like that.
Yes, yeah.
I can't remember the dude's name, but it's one of the old Greek stories.
Yeah, I only remember it from Jason and the Argonauts. So
that's precisely the images I've got in my head is when they went to see him.
Yeah. So that's a Dobar Chew.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool, to be honest.
Yeah, it is kind of a neat creature.
It's like a seal crossed with a retriever.
Yeah. It's a water dog. So that's perfect.
Yeah. So, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Wasn't there a story that one of them was dragging a woman into the river, and the husband heard the scream or something and went and killed it, or something along them lines?
It's the one I mentioned, the famous 1722 gravestone depicting this creature killing a woman. That's probably the story you're thinking of.
They're possible, yeah.
I don't know how it killed the woman, if it dragged it off into the water or whatever, but it was a done deed anyway, according to the gravestone.
And I'm sure the story says that it dragged her off, and her husband heard the screaming and went down there and killed the Dobar Chew, and then got into a long battle with the male version of it.
Hang on, is this Depardieu like Gerald Depardieu? Because that's what I've just the ones where he plays a hideous giant and stuff. I've now got that image of him swimming along.
Yeah, he isn't exactly the most handsome of creatures. But even that's a bit raw.
Oh, but no, I do know that. I've loved that story. There was one very similar to that I saw when I was doing some research today. I can't remember the name of it, but it's basically the same type of creature, but instead of a dog-looking head, it's got a pig's head, and it's more serpentine. And that was from Illinois. I think that was Illinois that was in. But so, Ian, what you got next for us?
I've got one.
Tools feature often in skin or golden.
The Volpadinger.
Oh yeah. So what?
Can be found in the forests of Bavaria and southern Germany.
Distant cousin to the jackalope.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Often portrays it having the head of a rabbit, body of a squirrel, antlers of a deer, and the wings, and occasionally the legs of a pheasant or a duck.
Mm-hmm.
No two look alike because they're supposed to be a result of crossbreeding between the animals in the area, such as foxes, roebucks, hares, ducks, and pheasants. I didn't know the Germans were that into the drugs.
The day I see a squirrel with a foxtail, that would be something worth taking a photo of. At least the colours would match for up here.
Even duck feet. My goodness.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't get far up a tree with them.
Jackalope is a giant jackrabbit,
yeah.
With horns.
There are stuffed examples, allegedly, that exist, but they usually fight.
Just getting one.
Yeah,
I'm literally just getting one.
The difference with parts of real animals that have been stuffed and are often displayed in inns or sold to tourists as souvenirs.
That's it.
Like them bottles of booze with dead cobras and stuff in.
Now I did see. I was watching a bit about the jackalope, but I thought because that's really commonly spoken about, I want to try and find ones that aren't as well known. But they believe the jackalope may have come from because a period of time. I've got to try and figure out how to pronounce this if I get the right glasses on. There's something called Shope papilloma virus, SPV, the rabbits can get that actually cause horns like this to grow on them. And they think that might have been where creatures like the one you had and the idea of jackalope might have come from.
Yeah,
as that is pretty. If I saw, because over on the dog field, because I've got a dog field like 200 feet away from my door, and you regularly about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you'll see rabbits running around there. If I saw that, I think I'd shit my pants. I think, what the hell? There we go, the jackalope. So you can see between them that the concept of it possibly came from.
Yeah.
The one here on the screen is a jackalope that's kind of, what a jackalope, I guess, would look like. I put up another one there. And that's what everybody sees as a jackalope. That's what everyone thinks of it as. It's just a jackrabbit with antlers.
With antlers, yeah.
Yeah. So now is one of the one.
I've
with
found another image for that disease as well.
Yeah, that's the same. It's
that is almost identical to that.
Yeah. And the one I've just uploaded is the same disease.
Yes.
And poor animal.
I don't think that would be any good for Hassenpfeffer.
No.
I don't think the garlic could go well with it either.
No, I don't think I'd even fix it.
And on a note on when we just looking it up, if you see rabbits around your area like that, do not walk your dog in that particular park. Because they can catch it. And I'm giving you this image with a warning of it's gross, but this is what it does with dogs.
That's your second gross one for the evening.
This is really gross. This is what it does to dogs.
Well, it is also, it can affect pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you see a rabbit in your area with that, do not walk your dog in the same area.
No.
I'm pretty lucky now. Bella's got out of the habit of going for a walk at 5 o'clock in the morning. So she's now at the stage. I have to wake her up a lot of the time now. So she's getting lazy, ain't you, Bells? Bell,
you can dogs, cats, sheep, and pretty much it looks like all sorts of animals can get it.
Yeah, it also same thing causes genital warts in pigs. And yeah.
Horses, and of course it's linked to the human papillomavirus.
Yeah.
Right. We'll go for this next one. Let's have a think. I've got so many that I'm really not sure what to go for. Let's go for this one. If it'll open. Did it open? Yes, it did. This one. Right, I've got to find out
That's
what I wrote about.
Cute and evil at the same time.
Yeah. Right. That is the Water Babies of Massacre Rock.
Oh, those ones. I remember you mentioning them.
The Water Babies of Massacre Rock are part of a legend tied to a tragic event. Massacre Rock is a location in the US with a dark history. Supposedly, a group of people were killed there, and the story goes that the spirits of children, the water babies, are still present, often seen or heard near water, alleged on the Oregon Trail. New mothers were unable to feed their starving babies and would throw them into Snake River, where they become almost mermaid-type creatures and lured Native Americans with their cries and drowning them in revenge. This one's a cross between cryptid and spirit legend. When I was researching this, though, that particular area of Snake River, there's no record of any alleged battles. So, but I thought it was a sad and creepy story all put together. That's why I thought I'd bring this one up.
There were a lot of stories of running out of food, that kind of thing along the Oregon Trail there in that area. So it could be that instead of a battle, just having a really hard time getting across the mountains, et cetera, and running out of food, not having anything.
Yeah, because there was a lot of deaths around there, weren't there, because of that?
There's also the fact that, it wasn't the Americans' finest hour, was it?
No.
In fairness, I don't know enough of that part of history. I don't really know much. I only know minute amount about that sort of thing.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly the finest hour, so a lot of detail, a lot of the stories and that will have been conveniently
edited.
Changed, yeah.
Well,
it's the victor who writes the history, so
that's why they call it his story.
Yeah, you don't tend to hear the aspect of the losing side, do you? Really, on that sort of thing. So, but I thought that was a kind of creepy and kind of sad little thing. And I know I use the AI to do that, but from the images I saw on Google, they're very close to this anyway. And I just thought it was a cool little story. The fact that they're almost mermaid looking, and there was one that I heard. I can't remember the name of the guy. Damn it! There was one I heard. One that someone was hunting. They went to shoot one, and a native woman pushed his gun out the way and said it would bring bad luck. He ignored her and took a shot, and there was a storm for 3 days. It was really severe, and people died because of the storm. It was so bad. Legends, as you know yourself, they get twisted all the time anyway. So
yeah.
They kind of remind me of the blue men of the Minch.
Yes, yeah.
Which I've just put a little image in for the blue men of the Minch. And there's all sorts of stories, whether they're kelpies before they change or all sorts of things, but they raise storms and things like that. And when they swim, they tend to swim in the upright position because their mare tail under the water doesn't need them to be laid down. So they stay upright to show off their abs.
Yeah, I think one Stefan was on about. I think the word siren I was thinking of. I might have said the wrong word. I don't know. But yeah, that is very similar. Yeah. I can't see my TV with these on. Yeah, but no, I thought that was quite. I can see the fact that it could have plausibly people have thrown the babies in there because I've said before up at Whipps Cross Hospital where you've got hollow ponds. When they cleared that out, they found the bodies of mothers that had babies with the American troops, and they didn't want their husbands to find out. They'd gone given birth, and they had literally thrown the babies into the pond. So it's plausible that back in then you might think, well, the newborns, they've not got no strength. It'd be the quickest way for them to end the life of them, save them suffering. I can't say that I personally justify it, but I can see potentially where the idea comes from, you know?
Well, I mean, things like that go back an awful long way. I mean, the Romans had a similar sort of thing. Babies that they couldn't keep or that were deformed or they'd take them outside the realms of the city, the confines of the city, and just leave them in the undergrowth. Romulus and Remus.
And somewhat I believe it's Zoroastrianism their belief after death is very similar to, I think it's Zoroastrianism. Their belief is that after death, I don't know what they do now, but it used to be that they'd put the bodies outside the city walls and leave nature to dispose of the bodies. Because it was to do with we're from nature, we go back to nature.
We return to nature, yeah.
So
I can see the logic in that.
Yeah, but it's like sky burials.
Linda would class a highly I don't know.
No, because a true Highland haggis is 100% mutton. So
no, I've seen them in the Beano.
Mutton and whiskey, barley.
Always run one way.
There's umpteen Facebook pages talking about the wild haggis as well.
It tastes like shit.
And remember, their legs are shorter on one side than they are on the other.
You only ever run one way around the hill. So remember that in the Beano. There's umpteen different ones.
Yeah.
What's this? Stefan said we just watched a video where folks hunt. They're very funny. Okay, chuck a link in, Stefan. We'll have a watch of it maybe later. Right, I think we're back to Linda, aren't we?
Okie dokie. Now, this next one, of course, being that I tried to focus my research on Scotland, we had to do our national animal, the unicorn. So there's two images now. Traditional unicorn viewing would be the white horse. The black one is more like the medieval one. The medieval unicorns. Basically, the unicorn is the national animal. That's how you know I've had a drink. National animal of Scotland, because they advance into a fight and they can only be controlled by two things: the true king, or you can put them on a leash if you make the leash out of a single human hair from a virgin. The virgin can lead them anywhere. So only a virgin or a king can control a unicorn, which is probably why we haven't got any left.
And as Stefan said, the only animal a lion can't defeat.
Yes.
Well,
I can't say I've heard that aspect.
Politically, the lion has
Yes.
defeated the unicorn.
Yes,
But
it did defeat.
it was, yeah. But in the research, I mean, those that are into the historical side, in Stirling Castle, there are a series of tapestries, the hunting of the unicorn. Basically, they're using the unicorn to represent a lady's worth, medieval wise, whether you've traded in your V card or not, is your worth in medieval times, because that's the only thing we were worth in medieval times, unless your name happened to be Elizabeth Tudor. So, but me being me, I couldn't resist the bit of historical research, and I found me a real life, a real dead unicorn.
There we go.
Here's the skeleton. Now, you see the big dent in the forehead? That's where the horn is from. That's where the horn goes. Some artists
Look at it on the laptop. I would see it better on the TV.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Big dink in the head is where they think the horn was. And then I'm sending some artists' impressions.
So I had heard of this one, but I never got off my lazy arse and looked up the actual skeleton.
Basically, it's a type of rhinoceros with hair. And then I'm going to show you the modern.
Always with the hair.
I know.
God. I can't help it.
Oh, I've lost that.
So that shows you the size of them.
Yeah.
Now, the tall horns was the early interpretations of what they thought it would be like. Because, of course, the horn being like a rhino's horn is basically the same structure as your fingernails.
Well, it's keratin, isn't it?
Yeah, like your fingernails and your hair. But this is the revised edition of the 2021 mock-up of what it would have looked like, which is a lot closer to our modern rhino, and with the horn anyway.
Yeah.
So,
but it's still pretty intimidating.
It's like the mammoth with elephant.
When you consider the scale of it compared to us, it's still going to make you run as fast as you can.
Oh, it definitely give you the runs, yeah.
Its English name is the Siberian unicorn. Its Latin name is the Elasmotherium sibiricum, is the Latin name.
I was actually watched a thing a few years ago.
You struggled with what you were before, and you can say that.
Yes.
I know. I know. It's just typical of me. It's like, when I'm tired, because you try to write something and it should be with the, and it turns out to be with an E on the end.
Yes.
There was a thing
I do that all the time. I get so far ahead in what I'm thinking. I'll look at the sentence and I've written different parts of a sentence.
Yeah.
There was a thing I saw a while back when I was just doing it from because I love cryptids anyway, so I often look at this stuff myself anyway, just for fun. And I actually think that this animal could potentially be where the legend of the bunyip came from as well.
Oh.
So,
do you want to put that one up, Carl?
Where are we?
That is your wild haggis.
Always with a hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just one of the many. Yes. One of the many breeds of wild haggis out there.
Does it come with a natural whiskey sauce, or is it? Does that have to be store bought?
I'm actually looking for a photo from last year from the Wild Haggis page. They had a haggis handed in overnight who was starving and freezing. But overnight, he's had steak pie and an iron brew intravenous. And he's absolutely fine now. So, but yeah, there's all sorts of... The Haggis Wildlife Foundation is a hilarious page on Facebook for you to have a look at. And they talk about all the different haggai you can get. So...
Well, this is another one. Again with the hair.
Mullet haggis.
Oh dear. Where we over? Right, we're over to what, Joe, aren't we?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
All right. Let me put up some pictures here. I've got one from northern France. If I can see where the pictures are, there's one. And then there's two. I've got a couple of these. Open.
Look for an image. Hold on. I don't know if I've got it on me.
So this is called the Ankou. It's from Brittany up in northern France. And it's gonna sound very familiar.
You put three in.
The grim harbinger of death in Breton tradition.
Doing that, it keeps bloody moving.
A tall skeletal figure in a black cloak and wide-brimmed hat, driving a creaking cart pulled by ghostly horses. Okay. He collects souls of the dying, sometimes with a scythe. Sightings and omens persist in rural areas, often as a warning of impending death, and is considered to be the original inspiration of the psychopomp, the Grim Reaper.
Okay.
So that's supposedly the original thing of the Grim Reaper. And that's actually from Brittany in northern France.
That is cool. I've always wondered where that came from.
Yeah. So that's kind of an interesting little story.
Is that one inside the church, is it? By the look at that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, the church handles souls, so why wouldn't you have an Ankou associated with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is the psychopomp, of course, is the being that helps guide the souls to the other side. So that would be any number of characters in history, just not just the Grim Reaper, but several different ones.
You do know why he carries a scythe?
Harvest.
Mm-hmm. Harvesting the souls.
Well, people have said if he could kill people with a torch, why does he need a scythe?
Because it's cooler.
Said the Grim Reaper, the Grim Finger. It sounds a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a video of that.
Yep. But yeah, he's an interesting character. Mananon McLear is also a psychopomp. He carried the as well as the Morrigan. Took the souls across to the other side.
And is this the same?
Yeah, same creature on a church.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool. What's this one here?
Well, you were on about a wild haggis, so I thought I'd show you a rebel Highland haggis.
He ain't got an Australian accent, has he?
You'll never take her.
It'd be easy to catch, though. He's got the pipe going.
Yeah.
Oh,
no wonder they sound bloody horrible.
There's an image I was trying to find. I might not have saved it. Damn it. There's an image I was trying to download and I've forgotten to save it by accident. Never mind. Right, back to me again, is it? Right, so we'll go. We'll go for that one that I was telling Linda about. Hold on. even though that where I read up about it,
Glad to see you got yourself untied, Aileen. I guess the knots mustn't have been that hard.
We'll go for this one actually.
No, we've completely avoided Nessie so far.
No, we did Nessie last time.
Hello, Eileen. No, me and Eileen have got this thing. I don't believe, even though I want it to, Nessie don't exist. But anyway, here we go.
Maybe she does, but she's just a 45-foot long eel.
What?
Right, I've got to try and find where I wrote about this. This is from Angola. The Kishi is a fascinating creature from Angolian folklore, described as a two-faced demon with a human face on the front and a hyena face on the. I actually said it for once. I can't normally say that word. Face on the back. It's said to lure young women with its charming human face, only to devour them with their hyena face, which has long, sharp teeth and jaws that can't be pulled off once you've been bitten by them. The creature is often associated with dark magic, ritualistic practices, the occult, dwelling in remote areas like dense forests or desolate plains. The Kishi's dual nature symbolizes the danger of deception and superficial judgment, serving as a cautionary tale about trusting strangers and valuing inner character. So I thought this was a pretty cool one.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Politician.
Yeah.
Except instead of latching onto you and devouring you, he's getting your wallet.
Hadn't heard of it. I've come across this one literally by accident earlier today. I've looked at some of the cryptids that everybody knows. I've looked into ones that are lesser known. I just done a real deep dive, and I thought, well, I was sitting here thinking that, well, supposedly everybody originated in Africa and then spread out worldwide. So I wonder what sort of creatures there were and cryptids and things like that were in Africa. And this is the one that caught my attention. So, but how short-sighted would you have to be not to be able to see a massive hyena head on the back of someone's face?
It reminds me of Edward Mordrake. Let me see if I can get this. Is it going to work?
I thought that was quite an unusual one, that one.
Yeah. It is kind of interesting.
I found what I was looking for. Sorry.
This is Edward Mordrake and his twin brother.
Yes.
Real
Oh,
one.
Yes.
Yeah.
The one on the left is from the American Horror Story Circus, but the one on the right is the real person.
Yeah. There was that recent horror film very similar to this as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Not Hereditary. I can't remember what it's called because I don't really watch horror films, but I know there's one with a female character, and it was a parasitic twin that was doing all the killings.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened with Edward Mordrake. Now, his skeleton has been preserved. Or should I say his skull has been preserved, which is the next photo I've just put up.
I was curious. I was about to ask this. Oh, wow.
That is.
Did you see the look on the face of the person delivering this baby?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Oh, that doesn't even bear thinking about.
It's twin.
But yeah, it's
it's
crazy. But Edward Mordrake was actually a person. A lot of folk think it was just invented for the American Horror Story, but that's the world of snowflakes that we live in now.
Yeah.
But he is.
Eileen said I was supposed to be a twin, but the other was consumed by me. In
cannibal.
What does that make me?
Edward Mordrake was born in the 19th century as the heir to an English peerage with a face at the back of his skull as well.
Bless him.
The face could whisper, laugh, or cry. He repeatedly begged doctors to remove it, claiming it whispered bad things to him at night. He committed suicide at the age of 23 because of this. So,
it's so sad.
Supposedly had a personality of its own as well. Yeah.
If that had happened to Eileen, like she said, in the womb, wouldn't that make her a fine young cannibal?
Oh, dear me.
Number 2.
That's quick. That's quick.
Hey, Joanne.
No, Joanne.
It sounds like they shared a brain but had independent thought processes.
Yes.
And from the sound of it, when you read his story, I'm amazed he made it to 23.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would have been throwing myself down the stairs and off the top of buildings by the time I was 9. If that was me, I couldn't handle that.
I would have slept on my back and put my
suffocated. Yeah.
Suffocated a little. Yeah.
That's heartbreaking. Things like that, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Horrific. Can you imagine his mother?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like I'm with Heidi now because of like the depression. And that I blame myself for my boys with their autism and CJ with his depression. I blame it, but unfortunately, it's not necessarily the parents' fault.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that that's the way they go. And being as you was showing the haggises in different ways, Ozzy wanted to make an appearance. So.
Come on, Carl. You dressed him up like that.
I was going to say, with the wig like that, she did not be Diana rather than Ozzy.
I wondered what that red mark was on your neck.
Yes,
nuzzling.
Most of the like that don't survive.
All right, so what we got here?
So this is the Corrigans, also from Brittany up in northern France. I figured I'd do a couple of French ones while I was here. But this is a mischievous fairy-like creature, often beautiful women by night who lure men to dance until exhaustion or drown them in the springs. By day, they're hideous hags with long hair and red eyes, tied to ancient standing stones and wells.
He's going back to ex-wives.
Yep, exactly.
Say, surely that's after a night out. They're gorgeous after 15 pints. And then
yeah.
One extra hair.
They're tied to ancient standing stones and wells, and they're guardians of treasures, but vengeful if crossed. Modern reports describe them as shape-shifting. So, but that's one. I got another picture up there too. That's another drawing of them. But I just thought that was an interesting one. They're tied to standing stones, kind of doing their thing, and beautiful at night and hideous during the day.
That's a pretty cool picture.
Yeah, I want to know what the second leg's attached to.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because you can see the first leg is fully attached to the torso, but where's the second one come from?
Don't know.
And both hands are left hands. Well, no, they're not. That's just because they're like that.
I'll just count.
Kind of an interesting drawing. And the breastises. My goodness, I'll talk about curly.
It's very, very much inspired by the Pictish designs, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm wondering what that curly stuff at the bottom underneath her legs are.
That's the tail of her hair that goes down between the arm and the body and round. So you can follow it all the way around.
Yeah, interesting creature though.
That is. Are they along the lines of the red cap? That's the principle.
The only difference I could see is the red cap's usually male, isn't it? And not always, because they have wives and stuff. But then they take their hat and they dip it in the blood of their victims. And this one doesn't have that. But other than that, I guess they're all pretty good.
Yeah, Eileen, they're the same. They're the same as us. They're the Celt. It's all the Celt folklore that's come down. Yeah. The same as us, Cornwall, Wales, and Brittany.
Cool. Right, so we're over to Ian.
Yep. Knockers.
What?
Knockers to you as well.
Nice knockers.
Tommy knockers.
Mm.
Just put up a photo. Tommy knockers are mythical gnome-like creature in Cornish and Devon folklore.
Isn't it tin mines?
Yeah.
Tin mines, any mines really, but
when you finish your Cornish pasty, you have to throw the crust down for the Tommy knockers.
The food, yes.
They have a Welsh counterpart, which is the coblin.
Oh, I've heard
it's
that
also
one.
closely related to the leprechaun.
Okay.
The Cornish miners believe that the knockers beckon them towards finding rich veins of tin.
Mm-hmm.
And as miners changed from independent family-owned operators to hired labour for large industrialised companies, there was increased concern for safety, and the knockers started to play a new role in that they knocked on the mine walls to warn of impending collapse.
Mm.
They're generally considered to be benevolent, but they are also tricksters who would hide tools and extinguish candles. Mm-hmm. They are believed to be mine spirits, and one of the legends or the beliefs, one of the oldest beliefs, is that they are the ghosts of Jews who worked in the mines in the 11th and 12th centuries.
Oh, I've heard that theory, yeah.
They are also believed to have been Jews who worked in Roman mines, who were basically worked to death.
Mm.
The miners, like you said,
really
cast the pasties away. They are also known in America as Tommy knockers.
Mm. Obviously made famous by Stephen King.
Made famous by Stephen King. They worked the mines in Pennsylvania, and also in the silver and gold rushes brought in around Colorado, Nevada, and California. Namely because the miners who went over were Cornish.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Where they took their beliefs over with them.
Okay.
Beliefs that knockers in America remain well into the 20th century, when one large mine closed in 1956, and the owners sealed the entrance. Fourth, fifth, and sixth generation cousin Jacks circulated a petition calling for the mine owners to set the knockers free so they could move on to other mines. The owners complied with it.
I've not heard of it.
As they should have.
Yes.
Think of the trouble they'd have if they hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, this is it.
Borrowers, but only in mines. And Stefan said, on the German Isles, you find the gongers, unrestful dead not buried in holy ground. They might lure folk into the sea and their death as revenge. So, where was this? Right. One I found was this one. That's the closest depiction. Okay. Oh, wait, sorry to tell a lie. That's the wrong one. Sorry. It was that one I was meant to click on. This one I did have to get off the internet because I tried to get AI to do it and it just couldn't get it to look right. The dog baby of Kentucky is a creepy entity reportedly encountered by a woman called Mrs. Quinn and her two daughters in their Kentucky home in 1961. Described as a terrible-looking creature with enormous eyes, it was said to hover beside Mrs. Quinn's bed and drift towards her sleeping daughters. The 14-year-old daughter, Judy, described it as a huge tar baby with enormous eyes. Theories about the creature include a demonic presence or an interdimensional traveler. Some possible explanations for the dark baby sightings include demonic entity, malevolent being from another realm, interdimensional traveler, or an unknown cryptid. So that's the closest. That is about the best I could find on that particular one. I think personally, this one I think is just pure attention seeking, but I don't know what your thoughts are on that one.
Because if it was me, it'd be like, "What the hell is that? Get out of the room and shut the door behind you."
Yeah. No, as I already said, not the bonnets, the babies. No, it's not. You didn't see the state of my
looks like a turd with eyes and teeth.
Wasn't that a Disney movie, Brer Rabbit and the Tar Baby?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was, yeah.
Uncle Remus.
Yeah. And there was one, not exactly the same, but kind of similar. Damn it, I've lost it. Oh, it was the Tayanak is a vengeful spirit from the Philippines, believed to be the soul of stillborn or unbaptized children. It's said to take the form of a crying baby, luring unsuspecting victims, especially those with strong parental instincts, into the jungle or forests. Once they approach the Tayanak, reveals its true monstrous form, often with sharp claws, fangs, and glowing red eyes, and attacks. This creature is rooted in Philippine mythology, symbolizing guilt, grief, and the darker side of motherhood and child loss. To protect against the Tayanak, people use traditional remedies like garlic, rosemary, rosaries, and specific incantations. So that one there's many. I think Linda's even mentioned similar in past streams, similar types of stories like that as well. That does seem quite prevalent. Thing worldwide, really, that type of creature. Then again, can you class that as a cryptid?
Yeah. I found a list of
farmers. So certainly folklorish. I don't know about the cryptid though.
I found a list.
It's folklore and cryptids, isn't it? So
so it fits with that.
I found a list of things that used to be cryptids and have since been confirmed by science.
Yeah.
Oatmeal platypus.
Yeah.
Platypus.
Well, the platypus, they originally thought somebody literally got a beaver and literally nailed a duck's beak to it.
Everything together, yeah.
You've already mentioned your coelacanth. The Komodo dragon.
Yep.
The okapi, or known as the African unicorn due to its rarity and unusual appearance.
Yeah.
The zebra stripes, not a horn. And of course, the giant squid.
Yeah, they've been recently proven, haven't they? The giant squid.
Yeah.
They were only proved alive in 2004.
2004, was it? I weren't far off.
2004 before they managed to film one alive. So
that's yeah. And the one that I was saying about in chat, it's done this as a depiction for it. So, but there was a couple in Scotland. There's a second one that I found in Scotland that I'd never heard about. But for those that are watching, where was it? Hold on, where are we? The laird worm, that was it. The laird worm is a legendary dragon-like creature from Northumbrian folklore, said to terrorise the Scottish borders, particularly around Bamborough Castle, Spindlestone, Hugh. It said what I read, it was up by you as well, Linda, which, as you said, is about 5 or 6 hours away from you, actually. The story goes that a jealous stepmother, a witch, transforms Princess Margaret into a dreadful dragon known as the laird worm. As punishment for her beauty, the worm is described as a venomous, serpent-like creature that devours everything in its path, leaving a trail of destruction. To keep it at bay, locals feed it the milk of 7 cows daily. Why 7? I have no idea. The only way to break...
I would have 7.
The only way to break
the curse... 2 per meal and 1 for supper before bed.
The only way to break the curse is for Childwind, the princess's brother, to kiss the worm 3 times. Childwind returns from abroad, confronts the laird worm, and breaks the curse with 3 kisses, restoring his sister to her human form. The wicked stepmother is then punished, and the land is freed from worm's terror. And the other one was the Burban Sith, I think it's pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
The Sith is actually a spectral creature from Scottish folklore, but it's not actually a feline creature. It's often described as a beautiful woman in a green dress with deer-like hooves instead of feet, hiding beneath.
The Banshee.
I was that right. The enchanting creature is said to haunt the Scottish Highlands, particularly targeting lonely hunters and travellers. She's known for her irresistible allure, seducing men with her beauty and charm before draining their blood. The Sith is often associated with the fairy realm and is said to possess supernatural strength and agility. So, they were the 2 that I found up from Scotland that I'd never heard of, that I thought were quite interesting. So,
I've got a random one which just popped into my head because one of the podcasts I follow mentions it quite regularly.
My favorite too, Weeping Angels, all the way.
They're terrifying. Weeping Angels are the best thing ever.
Yes.
Until the person that took over Doctor Who made it too woke. And absolutely destroyed it.
Yep.
No comment.
Yeah. Well, sorry. Eileen's just said Masons used to carve gargoyles in their own images as a bit of a signature.
We've got one at work. We think the guy fell out with his boss. He was carving one of the roof bosses, you know, the real fancy bits that go up on the ceilings. Excuse me. This little, it's a wee monk with a wee chubby smiley face, and he's holding a shield with a lion with 2 tails. I can't remember who it is, but it's one of the medieval high names through Scottish history that actually links back to the Germans. I forget the name, but it's a lion with 2 tails is her crest. But if you bob down and have a look, he's a very happy boy. But where it was positioned in the ceiling, it's 40 foot above ground level. The parishioners might have seen the crest,
but they wouldn't have seen.
The bishop or the minister or whoever's hosting service would see the wee face, but nobody would have ever seen the rest if the building was still intact. And it sounds weird to say it, but it's perfect. All that's missing is pores and veins. That's all that's missing. It's absolutely perfect. So the boy obviously spent quite a lot of time looking at his own and just exaggerated a wee bit. But we've had to position him in such a way that you can't see it unless you bob down and have a look, because that way nobody can get offended.
Eileen's made a comment. Are fairies cryptids?
It's a potential.
Yes. I've never actually thought of that. Would they? Because
they are creatures of myth.
They all have human bits, and they all seem to have the ability to fly. So technically, yeah.
Well, in fairness, cryptozoology is just basically an undocumented animal.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's possibly an animal that one day you might be able to find, and they're finding new species on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was only last year that they found out that Scotland's got its own species of tarantula.
Oh, shut up.
No, it's true. They're not particularly big. They're only sort of like yay big, but they only found out last year that it's got its own species of tarantula.
Well, here's some highlights from discoveries of new species in 2025. A carnivorous sponge trapping prey with death balls. There's a Hawaiian caterpillar uses prey parts. There's
the sponge, I can well believe that, because you get like the plants that do it, aren't they?
Yeah, that's it.
You've got Venus flytraps and the like.
A Pinocchio chameleon in Madagascar.
Oh, I've got to look that up.
They've found pumpkin toadlets and life-bearing toads. Yeah, that doesn't make all that sense.
Instead of eggs.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that makes more sense. New bats, a deep-sea snail fish, and a proposed new dolphin species. They also found new ichthyosaurs in the fossil record last year, and ancient fungi and plants showing early land colonization. Last year, they also discovered new species. Go on.
The gargoyle of Freiburg Minster.
Yeah.
The stonemason was unhappy at not being paid, and so decided to get his own back.
Let me see if I can find a picture of my one from my work.
Oh, I want to see that, because that'd be so funny. Where was the...
There's one in England that's got the alien beastie. I'm sure it's in a cathedral in England that's got the alien as one of its gargoyles.
Isn't that? Oh, yeah. Oh, I don't remember where that was.
There we go. That chameleon that Linda just mentioned.
The Pinocchio.
The Pinocchio one. Where is it? Is that the one?
No, that's that snailfish.
That's the one.
Deep sea snailfish. Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh,
that is adorable. I've always wanted a chameleon. I've always wanted a chameleon. Unfortunately, they're not very good pets to keep. They don't like being handled. So
well, there is a chameleon. I was watching David Attenborough on Sunday, and there is a chameleon that actually gives birth to live young.
Okay.
And it is up on the snow line.
Really?
In Africa.
Wow.
It's peculiar because there's little enough lives up there, let alone a cold-blooded lizard.
Right, where's that? Joe, put that fish up. Where is it?
Oh, just a second. I'll put it back up. Hold on. Here it is. There it is. Deep sea snailfish.
What?
Oh, wow. That is freaky as hell.
Weird.
Did you see somebody putting that on your plate at a restaurant?
Yeah.
Can you imagine swimming in the sea and coming across it? How big are they?
Let me see if I can get some info.
Hey, you imagine going for a swimmer coming across that. You definitely.
So I must admit, it wasn't until that, because like going back to the. Oh, it's been taken off now. Going back to the gargoyle, it wasn't until probably about 15 years ago I realised there was a difference between gargoyles and grotesques. I didn't realise there was a difference.
Yep, there is.
Gargoyle comes from gargouille, which means your throat. To take the water off of the building and protect the stonework. And the grotesque is just you do as the church says, or this is what you're going to look like, basically.
Yep. Exactly for true.
Well, no, that comedian is well cute.
Now, the snag is I'm going through my folder of images from Elgin Cathedral. Oh, there's the cute one.
I did a tour of Chateau in the Loire Valley. Lots of gargoyles.
Yeah.
I because I do like the astrophotography. I don't know if I've still got them, but I like going to the churchyards that have got the gargoyles on and trying to image them and get the stars at the same time. And I get them, but I'm never happy enough with them to do them. But I just think gargoyles and that are fantastic. They need to start making more buildings with that sort of thing on, not just churches.
Well, the problem you've got nowadays, everything's bloody thrown up. It's glass box or steel or concrete. And
I wonder, is there a way?
Yeah, all the beautiful stuff.
Yes.
Can I just try something a minute?
Yeah.
I want to just try something. I don't know if it will work, but let me try. Okay, let me try. No. Yes, this looks like it might work. Right. Is it working? No, it's not doing anything yet. Have I killed the stream?
No.
You did freeze for a second or two.
There we go. Right. That's a grotesque from one of the pillars at work.
That's gargoyle.
Oh, wow.
That's a good example of you do as the church says, or you'll look like this.
Looks like a death mask.
That does, doesn't it?
This one.
Oh, I love that.
She is from the 12th century, and you see the bit that looks like a teardrop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's some of the original paint.
Oh, wow.
Let's skim back a little bit past that one. Let's unzoom. I'll make you Ian's disappear out the bottom. You're not going to disappear. There we go. Ancient graffiti. Bullet holes from Cromwell's men.
Well, the graffiti in the stones and all that was quite common, wasn't it? Because that was the way.
Yeah.
When we done Covive, there's quite a few there. They'd do X amount of bricks that they'd make throughout the day, and rather than sort of like having a clocking off card, you'd put your signature in one of the stones after you've done X amount of stones for the day.
No, you signed every stone you did.
Oh, was everyone, was it?
On this one.
I thought it was X amount of.
No, because at the end of the day, the paymaster counts up the marks. These are the two most prominent marks at the cathedral that I work in. I'm trying to find my little.
That looks like an 18.
Yeah, there's all sorts of random. Where's it gone? Hang on, do it the old-fashioned way. This is what you get when you've got a photo album that's got 3,000 photos in it.
Yeah. Well, we've got carved bosses are often apprentice pieces, and Rosslyn Chapel walls are covered in carvings.
Rosslyn Chapel was amazing. I love that place.
I would love to go there.
You look up at the ceiling, and they say up on the ceiling it's musical notation.
Yes, I've heard this theory, yeah.
This is the one I was telling you about, the flasher. So you have the crest with two tails. And the wee face hudding it up. And I haven't got to one where he's
you saying the crest with the two tails. I was going to actually put it on some of the things I'd found, but there is a legend of a griffin type creature, almost like a griffin from Scotland as well. So that would make sense seeing that in a crest.
This is my favorite carving that we have at work. This is sandstone, which we know likes to become sand very, very quickly. That ivy leaves are complete filigree. Now, you imagine trying to do that nowadays, never mind back in the 1200s when this piece of stone was carved.
But to get it up
Yep.
where they were.
Yeah.
With wooden scaffolds and
Christ. But it's like looking. I think it's India or somewhere. There's a whole.
Have you seen?
There's a whole temple that's literally built into the mountain, isn't there, in India?
The one that's carved out of the rock, yeah.
And nowadays, you'll never, ever get anything like that, ever.
Nope.
See, this is a slight side link. See how Giorgio likes his mermen and his aliens?
Mm.
The description we have of this stone says these are bishops. I'm sorry, they're mermen.
Yes.
Yeah.
To me, they're actually more African.
Yes, very African nose and African lips.
Yeah.
But the description that the boffins have given us is, oh, they're bishops. It's like, get lost, they're mermen.
Well, the one at the front, I can see that as a bishop because it looks like it's got the tall hat. Bishop's
the bishop's mitre. They all look like that, but the facial expressions are slightly different, as you can see by the one on the left.
Yeah.
So
that is definitely interesting.
And these are all carved in the 1200s. And then you've got this one. Now, to me, that's Moorish.
Yeah.
That's very Moorish to me, is that one.
That's interesting.
And then
what is that actually meant to be?
We don't know. It's from it's one of the ceiling bosses.
So it couldn't have just been something that made, I'll make it like this to make it look a bit fancy.
Well, yeah, but it's the church and it all has to be a particular way.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This one, the boffins tell us they don't know what it is. Now, to me, that's either seaweed or some type of kale or Brussels sprouts weird thing. Now,
that's we do have out of Alien.
We do have a similar. We do have a local thing where from the 900s to the 1100s, there was a thing, we had the burning of the Clavey, which some of you will have seen. I splattered all over my Facebook. Before the burning of the Clavey, they used to bowl excess cabbage crop that was on fire, and you bowl it through your house to chase the spirits away.
Wow.
That makes total sense to me as to why you've got that carving, because it's either seaweed or it's some kind of kale thing. So it makes sense to me, but the boffins don't get it.
I don't know if it's my bad eyesight, but over there on the right-hand side of that almost looks like a face carved in the side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Up here.
Yeah.
No, well.
There's that one.
It could be spinach because that looks a bit like Popeye.
See what I'm looking to see if I've got a picture of the Rudy bit of that other statue.
It is amazing that they could do all these things.
I'm using my pointer to try and click on.
It is amazing.
Yeah. And people say, why is last entry 3:00 in January?
Yes.
That's why last entry is 3:00 in January. Because that's about what you can see at 3:45. What else have we got? We've got the old medieval plan. The distillery. Where is my... But I want the flasher dude. Where's the flasher dude?
Put it away, Joe.
That's that blue hospital gown, isn't it?
I didn't even get a hospital gown at the hospital this time.
Flasher dude.
The lace is supposed to go up the back.
That was a fun day. We had one of the mupes on site.
Look at that.
And I was allowed to go up. That was my view. This wall to the left with the moss growing on it. Well, the little black smear at the bottom here is my colleague who's the same height as me.
Christ.
Yep. Having been up in some of the largest in the world.
Wow.
They are, yes.
Oh, that's making me feel sick, that one. I don't like heights.
They are cracking.
It was amazing being up there. Basically, the MUP was to see how much of the waterproofing they had done. You see how this surface here is very matte.
Yeah.
They've re-waterproofed the wall head, basically. And that was when my colleague took photos when we went over to the other side for a look.
I hope you had your harnesses on.
I had my harness on. I had my steelies, my waistcoat, and my hat. And I don't think it'll work.
Oh, yeah, it's working.
Oh, Eileen said Rosalind Crypt was her playground. She lived 5 minutes away from it.
Ooh.
Wow.
I'd never be out there.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We took the kids down to, during the summer, start of the summer, we took the kids to Bungay Castle, and they hadn't put any signs up that I was going to do any work to it, but they're doing all this sort of thing now, and it's good.
Well, that's what the other side used to look like before we did the work on that side.
Because Bungay Castle obviously has got like the legend of Black Shook. Supposedly that's where Black Shook comes from. So we took the kids down there because CJ loves his history anyway. So I was going to teach him a little bit about the building and the history and things like that. And we went down there and it was all closed off. So the kids were absolutely gutted. Harry completely had a meltdown with his autism because he'd been looking forward to it. And it had taken him a lot of courage to get in the car and go there. And of course it was shut. And it's shut until 2029.
Oh, no.
Ooh. No, be out of high school.
At least we're still open. We've been told our scaffolding's going to be there for 10 years, but we are still open. This is another one of the grotesques. This is one. Anybody that knows the stories of Lincoln Cathedral knows about the Lincoln Imp.
I was going to say, is that an elf?
Yeah. The Lincoln Imp, there was so many people died during the construction of Lincoln Cathedral, they decided it had to be the work of the devil. But nobody saw the devil striding around the building site, so they decided it had to be these diddy little imps. So they prayed, and the angels caught one, and it turned to stone above the choir in Lincoln Cathedral. And if you visit Lincoln Cathedral, you put £1 in a box, the light comes on to show you where he is. This guy is his twin brother. He's got the bishop's mitre on the top of his head, and he's had in a tankard of beer.
Oh, is that before his years?
No, it's the bishop's mitre.
Surprising how many churches have had the devil visit them.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? But what it shows you is it's the same team. It's the same team of stonemasons that worked on both buildings.
Eileen's just said much of historic Scotland's portfolio is closed or restricted.
Yes. The high-level maintenance team have a lot to answer for, Eileen. But,
I don't know if it's true, but I heard last year that that famous graveyard up in Scotland that you often mention, supposedly, Greyfriars. That's it. I can't think of the word. Yeah. Supposedly, they've banned investigators up there. I don't know if that's true because of the damage that's been caused by people going on ghost hunts there. They've actually banned it. I don't know how true that is or not.
If they've been going when it's really wet, they might have damaged some of the grass surface if there's been like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
I don't know if it's actually started or they was looking into banning it. I'm really not sure. But
before Jan Andrew Henderson bought the key off the city council, they had banned normal public going in to the Covenanters graveyard bit.
Yeah, that was
done a while ago.
Fines in place. Wow.
Because I'd heard that anyone that went in there could be up to £1,000 fine. if you go in there and investigate. But I was saying I didn't know how true. I'd only heard it as a rumor.
Yeah.
How are you going to know somebody's investigating?
Well, I'll consider myself honoured to have had 3 overnighters in there then.
I mean, how are you going to know somebody's investigating? I usually go into a place like that without equipment. And wander around and see what I pick up. So, is it like somebody standing on the corner praying and you're going to arrest them because they're praying silently on a corner?
Mm.
God, come on.
I'd done the same at Christchurch Manor. It was during COVID. I went in there. I'm just having a look around. And when there weren't no guards about, I'd done a little bit of filming when there weren't no one around. So, Eileen's commented again. Oh, blimey.
Next time I'm up there, Eileen, I'll have to let you know.
Yeah, Covenanters. You got to get the key.
I couldn't get in there when I was up there, which paid me off a lot.
I just went on one of the tours when I was there. Went on the tour and they took us into Covenanters prisons.
Well, they weren't even allowing that.
Wow.
I went on one of the tours and, like I said, they wouldn't let us in the Covenanters. They wouldn't let us in. Well, they won't let us in a lot of it, actually.
I can't
stand outside the gates and look through, but...
Is it the Drakelow tunnels or something? I've heard that had been closed down for investigators as well.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if that's just because it's falling apart or people weren't showing enough interest or what, but...
I did hear, I don't know how true it is, but I did hear there was something to do with asbestos.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the...
Which wouldn't surprise me.
It's like the witch's house in St. Joseph's, the birdcage. That's what they're doing there. So originally, you go in there for a fee and do investigations, and then somebody brought it, then you couldn't, then somebody else brought it, then you could, then somebody else brought it, and you couldn't. And the last I heard, somebody else has brought it yet again, and now you can. But apparently, it's absolutely ridiculous prices.
That's like a lot of things. People see a money making.
Yeah.
A lot of places it used to be free. All of a sudden, it was 20, 30 quid a person. Then it £1,000 a night to get in, and it's like, well,
the nearest place like that to me is Colchester Castle. And the guy who lives above but across one from me, Roger, he actually works at the Colchester Castle. He works in the museum, the art part up there. And he said that the stories that are there was literally only legend of one ghost there, and that's of a Quaker. And I saw one advertised doing a ghost hunt up there. God, it must have been back in October or November. And they wanted 85 quid for a ticket.
Oh my God.
There's a place in LA that we tried to get into, and they wanted $1,400 for 8 p.m. to 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Including that's your setup and your teardown time. So you've got to do all of it as fast as you can to investigate. But 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. was $1,400.
$1,400.
6 people.
There's up near Heidi, I think it's about 11 or 12 miles away from Heidi, you've got Framlingham Castle. It's National Trust place. They only allow one investigation every 5 or 6 years, and that is from 8 p.m. till midnight, and they want £1,700 for it.
Yeah.
Jeez.
£1,700 for 4 hours.
Go during the day and investigate all you want.
I have done. I've done several times. Several times. And ironically, there was one of the towers there that's known as Tower 13. When you stand near there, even though there's nothing there, you get the real smell of ionized blood.
Nice.
Which is kind of weird. So
I find the alien gargoyle.
Oh, yeah. What's this? What we got
in
here?
Paisley.
Only tour guide companies are allowed to access the Coventries and tours of the rest needs a license from. Oh, okay.
Again, it's a money thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Beaufort Castle here is 16 grand for a night.
Holy!
Oh, 16 grand.
I bet they don't get anybody to take up on that.
No.
I've been in and visited and filmed in there. That's the one where there's a documentary about and you see me and a bunch of others carrying kit into the castle, and then I miraculously disappear. Because that's when the continuity boy remembered I wasn't there for the other 3 days. So I go into the castle with the rest of them with a load of kit.
You never come out.
Well, we got what's this one? Oh, look at
Gillian
that.
Gargoyle.
That is awesome. That is so cool.
He is on Paisley. Is it Paisley Abbey? Paisley Abbey or Paisley Cathedral. I can't remember which.
That's brilliant.
I love that. I've literally only got one more.
Have you ever seen the videos of a stonemason named Charlie G?
No.
He's in the UK, and he's a young kid. Probably 22, 23, 24, something like that, young kid. And he's in doing the stonemason stuff. He gets in there with his chisel and does all of this and makes this to help rebuild the cathedrals that they're working on. Amazing work that guy does.
That'd be awesome.
Cool.
Oh, it's like Norwich Cathedral. They didn't actually pay the people to build Norwich Cathedral.
He works in the stone yard at York Minster.
They literally paid them with food, with beer and bread. And it came out with Norwich Cathedral from it. Sorry, anyway, sorry, you saying, Linda?
He works in the stone yard at York Minster. That dude that Joe was on about.
Oh, right.
Charlie G.
I've never heard of him.
His last name is G-E-E. Charlie G.
Okay, I might have known that.
Very interesting work.
Where are we? I
think he's got. I know he's got Instagram, and he's got. I think he's got YouTube as well.
Oh,
yeah, he's TikTok and often by the look of it.
Yeah, he is.
Norwich Cathedral is beautiful, Eileen. Yeah,
he is amazing.
They use these rods in here to put these things together, and they pour hot lead down in there to seal the rod to the sandstone or marble or whatever you're using.
Is that like a rebar going through the middle of that? Then is it?
It's kind of like a chunk of rebar, but it'll hold the lead. It'll hold the lead around it, and that keeps the piece in place.
That is phenomenal. He don't look that old either, does he?
No,
he doesn't look like in his 20s. Blimey. It's good that somebody's keeping that sort of thing alive, though. Really, because it
really is.
Like in England, I think there's something like only 3 people that do thatched roofs nowadays.
Historic Scotland has a few stonemason training colleges, but unfortunately, the young lads, once they graduate, they go off and work elsewhere.
Yeah,
because they see the others are paying more.
Yeah,
but they don't see. If you look at the long-term picture, they're actually financially better off for the rest of their life staying where they've been trained. But because the normal weekly, monthly wage is lower than what you see the others, they don't see the other benefits. They just see the cha-ching, so they go off and work elsewhere.
Well, when they were redoing Notre Dame, most of the stonemasons around the world ended up working on there because they were making an absolute fortune.
One of our local quarries, there was a big, about 15, 20 years ago, there was a massive earthquake in Italy, and one of the big cathedrals was damaged. And the guy who was in charge of all the stonemasons owned several quarries throughout Italy. He couldn't find a colour match for the building they were working on. So the stone that's been repaired for that Italian cathedral is from 5 miles away from me. It's the only place in the world he managed to find a colour match. So that kept our little quarry going well for a while.
And speaking of quarries, there's a house in just outside of Magaluf, Spain, in Palma de Mallorca on the island there. And this house, multi-million, I think it's $30 million. It was for sale a couple of years ago. Huge, beautiful place. But underneath is the quarry where they got all of the stone for the cathedral in Palma. So you've got the dug in of this place. So you got this beautiful house above, and you got this place dug in, and they use that for bands and parties and all that stuff. Gone and fixed the floors. They've got an elevator running from the house down into it. And then you've got a staircase that leads all the way down to the water. So you can park your boat down there, moor your boat onto the pier down there, and then, have everything you need right in that place.
The other half live.
Yeah, they've got a kitchen in the quarry and everything now. It's really cool.
Fantastic.
Well, I've got one last one. There we go. That's what AI came up with.
You in the garden.
Yeah. Yeah, it's me trying to sort out my front garden. Right, this is the Melrose Creep. The Melrose Creep is a mysterious small humanoid creature reportedly seen in Melrose, a tiny township outside Roseburg, Oregon. Described as 3 to 4 foot tall and hunched over, it has a hairless body, long arms with 6-fingered hands, so that's from Norwich as well, and stubby clawed feet. Its most striking feature is its bulging, glowing red eyes. According to Captain Morgan, the witness, he spotted the creature while walking in the woods at night, hearing soft padded footfalls behind him before catching a glimpse of it in the full moon. Morgan, accustomed to local wildlife, was struck by how different this being seemed. So I think you've been on the Captain Morgan, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's say spiced rum, anybody?
Yeah, but I thought that was quite a cool little one as well. So
could that have been like a young person, like a young person, like 11, 12-year-old with a flashlight?
Easily, yeah.
Head torch.
Yeah, I used to scare my brothers and stuff, taking the torch, put it right up against my face like that.
Yeah.
And they come around the corner and scream. Yeah, that was always great.
So, but I thought it was another cool little. Has anyone else got any last ones?
Got one last one.
Yeah.
I'll just put the photo up. The basilisk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A legendary reptile reputed to be a serpent king who can cause death to those just by looking at them.
Mm-hmm. And of course, from there is actually a species of reptile called a basilisk.
Yeah.
But it's also known as the Jesus lizard because it runs across the water. And
that one.
Yeah, I actually got an image of it here somewhere. Where is it?
I think I've seen that image with it like kind of halfway midair.
Oh, yeah, I think I might have. I think I might see it.
I just, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's known as the basilisk lizard. Not quite pretty cool, but not quite as cool as the actual legendary one itself.
No, it's supposed to turn people to stone.
Yeah.
It's alleged to have be hatched from cockerel's eggs.
Mm.
How you get a cockerel laying eggs, I've no idea.
Well, that's where the word cockney comes from, isn't it?
Yeah. Or the egg of a toad.
Okay.
It's a venomous.
Also, obviously, got this one from the Harry Potter film as well.
Well, yeah, you've got that one.
Yeah.
Which
and my wedding pictures.
You look rough that morning, Joe.
Yeah.
Gotta clean your teeth. You still got a bit of human in there.
Yeah,
that reminds me of that bit from the Dragonheart movie with Dennis Quaid when he's sitting in the dragon's mouth with his sword in the roof of the mouth and he pulls out the skeletal arm from between the teeth, and the dragon's like, "Thank you very much. That's been bugging me for a few months."
The basilisk is a very well-known cryptid. In theory, I can see how the concept of that could come around from if somebody sees like a giant anaconda or something. You know, some of them things can get massive.
Yeah.
And there's also a few days ago, there's a new species of anaconda that's been found. It's even bigger, isn't there?
Oh, jeez.
There's a new one. It's been, I can't remember.
See, all of these are reasons to live in a cold climate. If I ever visit Australia, I'll be like the boy in a bubble.
Oh, yeah. I would love to go to Australia because
me and all. I'm just too bloody scared.
Yeah, everything over in Australia seems to want to kill you, doesn't it? So,
yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, people only occupy about 10% of the land mass. The rest is wild.
Yeah.
Well, it's the other thing. It's even the small creatures. They might look cute, but they still want to kill you. They're just not capable of.
You can't, from what I've heard.
No, black widows are quite small.
Well, yeah.
When you sit
always lift the toilet seat before you sit there.
Yeah, with a long stick.
Yeah. When you're sitting there trying to watch TV and then a spider with like a arse about that sort of size goes walking across your floor and you see the videos, oh, there's another spider. And then they just carry on watching TV. It's like, what?
It's when you're sat on the couch watching telly and the chair picks up and walks.
Yeah. Oh, no. No. That's the one thing that's put me off is the spiders. That's why the snakes and that would be fantastic to look at from a distance, but no, spiders in your shoes when you're trying to take a dump and getting bit on the arse. No. No,
I'm not scared of spiders or anything like that, but
when my cousin was in Belize with the army, he brought his mum home a present, a spider set in resin. They hit it with a shovel 8 times before it stopped moving.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, if that's the point and you're stuck and it's that size, don't hit it with the flat of the shovel. Hit it with the blade.
Well,
but he had it set in resin and when he came home, he gave it to his mother. She threw it across the room.
Yeah, I think I would.
I had a similar experience with a cockroach in Tenerife.
Oh.
I was playing pool. I was on my honeymoon and we went across the road to the sister hotel and we're playing pool, me and my wife. And as we were playing, this bloody cockroach came out from under the pool table. And it was quite big. And it started wandering across the thing and I smacked it with a pool cue, with a butt of the pool cue. And I swear to God, it turned round and looked at me and, as if to say, try that again and I'll smack you back.
I mind when I was in Florida on holiday, November, so it's not hot.
So no thanks.
Stuff that. November, so it wasn't hot. We were on holiday in Florida and we're going up and down International Drive. And I happened to look across the road and this little cluster of shops was all like tattoo shops and goth stuff. And I was like, oh, can we go and have a look at the goth shop? We got halfway across the road and I saw a bug in the alleyway from halfway across the frickin' road.
Jesus.
That long. Apparently it's a palmetto bug, which is a cockroach on steroids. Cockroach on steroids. But I'm no kidding. It was just sauntering up the alleyway. And at first I thought, that's a big lizard. Because, you know, in Florida, there's lizards everywhere. Yeah. You know, the salamander things. I thought that's a really big one of them, and then we got a bit closer, and I saw it, and it curled its tail up, like the forky tails do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It curled its tail up, and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
I can
Stopped
imagine.
dead in my tracks, turned round and went back to the original side of the road.
Yeah, I can imagine. There we go. And
I'm like, that's where people were going for tattoos, and that's what's just outside the shop. Ew.
That's a relatively small anaconda.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely stunning creature, but geez,
yeah.
No,
I mind that photo that was taken from helicopter footage where there was a giant anaconda and a gator.
Oh yes, yeah.
And they both died during the death fight.
Yeah.
And they were floating about out there for God knows how long.
Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah.
They still don't know which one attacked the other one first, but
the anaconda had tried eating the gator, but it was bigger than its eyes were bigger than its belly. What I was saying, I did still have the image. I didn't think I had, but what I was saying about possibly where the hang on, it's not bloody won't let me upload it. Oh, hang on, so I've got images in there still. Hold on. What I was saying about the possibility that dragonflies could be the idea where fairies came from.
Fairies.
If it'll let me upload the image this time. Yes, it has done this time. See, now that does almost look like a little person with wings.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if that's the concept of fairies is where something like I was going to get that printed out.
Yeah, because you could say that the tail is like a long cloak that it wears.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or holding legs together with toes pointed while it's flying like that.
Yeah. You know, it's. I'm wondering if that's possibly where the concept of fairies came from.
Yeah, because some of the dragonflies are a lot bigger than you expect. I mean, most of them that you see in the UK will be kind of like that.
Yeah.
Up at the palace, the other building I work at, I've seen them like that length. And
there's no way that's
amazing. No, that's got to be AI.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
The scales are way too big to be real.
Yeah.
And also even a Titanoboa now, I was watching a thing about that. They don't actually think the Titanoboa was the biggest snake to ever exist anymore. They actually think there was one more species bigger. Titanoboa, I've got an image of that here as well, because this always fascinated me. Or I call it Titanoboa, but I think it's actually called Titan boa. Somebody actually made a scale model of it for a museum. And if this bloody thing was ever real, thank God humans weren't around at the time. Where are we? Right. Images.
Oh, yes. I've just looked that one up.
Yes.
You can see that.
Yeah.
Scale size of the Titan boa. That's a big bugger. I don't think even Steve Irwin would have tried his luck with that bugger.
Yeah.
But now they actually reckon there was another species of snake that was bigger.
Yeah.
Now, when you're finding things like the giant squid, because I think there was one that they found from head to tail was about 120 feet long with its tentacles. And the fact that you did used to have animals like, obviously the oxygen was different and the temperatures were different and all that. You never know. Because there was one story I read, I think it was Arizona, supposedly a T-Rex type creature. This was in the 1860s, this was written about. And it supposedly looked like a T-Rex, but it dragged its tail along the floor. Now, people were saying that there's no way that was real, obviously, because dinosaurs have been dead for millions of years and they didn't drag the tails along the floor. But they described it as having fur or feathers on it. And it's only been in the last 10 years that they actually found out that T-Rex did actually have fur and feathers, furry type feathers on it.
Yeah.
Aren't birds descendants of...
Yeah, that's what birds are nowadays.
When you look at the T-Rex, it's definitely the closest body shape to how you would think of a bird.
Yeah. Well, you look at you take the feathers off a chicken or something like that, and stand it up. It does look like T-Rex and the body shape. Like,
but the fact is that it's only been in the last 20 years, 10, 20 years or whatever it was that they now found out that, because they found the T-Rex skeleton with some feathers on it, that they found out, and they found others since then, that they knew that it had like a third type feather.
Yeah, because unless the skin,
how would somebody know that?
Yeah, unless the skin has been fossilized as well, you would have no way of telling.
Yeah.
And even then, large pores would give you the equivalent of really thick fur or big feather holes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the name of the new one. It's only come out in the last week or so about this new version of Titanoboa. But the fact that something like that would be once existed, it'd be like, wow. Oh yeah, we've got images of person actually. Image here of somebody actually.
You can just imagine it though. I'm just going out for a walk, or like the old New York joke. I'm going to buy cigarettes and you never come home. In the days of that thing wandering around, that's totally gonna happen.
Oh, yeah. There was somebody actually making a model of one. Why does that not come up? I think my screen's frozen. Oh no, I hit the wrong one. There we go.
What are you seeing?
And the fact that did used to live on this planet. It's when you look at things like that it makes you think maybe some of these cryptids are actually quite plausible. Because as we said, cryptozoology is just unknown animals.
Yeah.
There used to be tales in Africa of 8-9 foot tall creature that could literally rip your arms off your body and beat you to death with them. We now know them in the zoo as a silverback gorilla. There was a thing in Africa. They heard the rumors of this type of creature, and people say, "Oh, yeah, it almost sounds like a Bigfoot and all that." It turns out there was a species of gorillas that were there. There was something like 1,500 in the population, and even the local tribes didn't know it had been there for hundreds of years. They only literally come across them by accident.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what else is actually out there?
Well, this is it, and it's like sea creatures. We know more about Venus and Mars and the like.
Yeah.
Than we know what's in our own oceans.
Well, there's a thing that I saw. I've got to finish. I did start reading it. So I get the links with NASA and all of that. Because it's
on Ian's point about us knowing more about out there. I remember one year we had an extremely low tide. Like the harbour was high and dry all the way around. Me and my pals went around all the rocks that were around the harbour. And we found 17 different types of starfish.
Yeah.
Whereas everybody's used to seeing, well, the basic one, like the one that's on SpongeBob. Yeah. But we found 17 different types just around the harbour wall. The one time the water was that low, the harbour was high and dry. So, and sea urchins. I never thought you got sea urchins in Scotland, but you did.
I thought it'd been too cold.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But I've found them and I've handled them, dead and alive.
Has anyone got any other last ones?
No, I had one, but I realized we did it before in the last cryptid one. So.
Okay.
That's what I did. I had loads of stuff open. I'm like, done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, what are we going for next week?
I don't know.
Any suggestions from the audience?
We got 8 watching us at the minute, so I really appreciate that, guys.
Almost double figures.
Not last week, the week before. We did have it went up to 12 at one point.
Cool.
And the one you and Joda, because Ian had visitors.
Yeah.
I was having internet problems. Tracy had only got a son home for Christmas and things. The one you two done on your own, I think they hit about 40.
Nice.
They hit about 40 views. So
Everything went well, Eileen. It was great. 100% all the way from all the different doctors. They say my ticker will run for another few months at least. So
cool.
Yep.
Not getting rid of him that quickly, Eileen.
We'll have you pickled.
Well, from what I've heard about Joe, you'll need a really big jar. No, tonight's been fantastic. There's ones
complaining.
There's ones that you guys have come up with that I haven't heard about, and I actually absolutely loved it because there was several that I hadn't heard of, especially the ones from Scotland. I had not heard of those ones. The Sith one, I think you may have mentioned in the past.
Yeah,
but the worm one I've never ever heard of.
No, me either. The only one I'd heard similar to that would be the Dampton worm, which I think actually is fictional because I only remember it from a movie. So, and it's along the lines of a giant snake and it coiled round the hill. One of my favourite giant snake legends is how Greenland was formed.
Yes. I can't pronounce it. The single.
Something else. I've forgotten the lad's name, but his village was being terrorized by a giant dragon, and the king had put out a big reward if anybody can kill it. And he went out to the coast with his slingshot and took a peat from his granddad's fire. His granddad was like the medicine man for their tribe. Waited until the worm was coming at him out of the water and fired a peat into its mouth, and its middle is still burning, and that's why nobody has to pay for central heating in Iceland.
That's a cool story.
It's an old folk tale from like pre-medieval times. But it's my favorite one because as it thrashed about, it cut Denmark off from the rest of the landmass. And then when it finally curled up and died, its stomach is still burning, and that's why nobody has to pay for central heating in Iceland, because its stomach is still burning.
Eileen, actually, that's what I will remember. Well, I remember it because Eileen, obviously, originally from Norwich. There is a legend of, not cryptid as such, but an ogre from Ipswich. Apparently, originally Ipswich had been all marshland and just basically barren and complete. And that, as they were starting to build Ipswich, this ogre would come into where they was building, rip down the houses and eat the people there. And they came up with a deal with this ogre that if they were allowed to build on their lands, they would make sure it could eat as much as it wanted. It took the deal, and the deal was they went to Norwich. They sent the ogre to Norwich. And in Ipswich on, I believe it's Eagle Street, I believe it's on, in Ipswich, on one of the sides of the buildings, there is a gargoyle of an ogre.
Cool.
So right, with that then, guys, I desperately need coffee.
It's all right. It's great time for madam, so that's why she's been pestering me, because it's that time of night.
I think Freddie's a little bit. He's been winning a couple of fights lately, but he's literally slept the whole day. It's to that point I've actually gone to wake him up because I've been worried about him.
Yeah.
But he will keep fighting.
Mm-hmm.
He's fighting, unfortunately. He's got a hole in his front leg that I've had to treat for him. He's got a hole in his back leg I've had to treat for him. Scratches all over him. So anyway, guys, it's been fantastic.
Eileen.
No,
Thanks everybody for being here.
We'll think of something. So I thought this cryptids one. So Ian ain't picked one for a while.
Don't say UFOs, Ian. Come on.
Thanks, Carl.
They were thinking mythical creatures, God.
Well, that's got to be a cryptid, because if God's real and he's like created everything and everything's God, that means he's black, white, Asian, Chinese, straight, gay,
created us in his image.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the weirdest looking cryptid ever. So, oh God, right, guys. Thanks for everyone for watching. I've gone up to 9 now. Just as we're getting to leave, somebody else has jumped in. Watch this back. Thanks for jumping in, Joanne. Eileen, thanks as always. Perry.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's Perry in here tonight.
Cheers, lads. Cheers, Joanne.
Here all night.
Right. So I shall leave you at that, guys. Have a good evening. What's left?
Night.
And you.
See you later.
Take care, all. Bye.
Bye.